This is the story of Harper, the little tornado who refused to give up. When Harper was first rescued, he couldn't walk. The vet said he would never be able to walk again. But the moment his rescuer looked into those bright, determined eyes, she didn't see a weak puppy. She saw a fighter. He might have been tiny, but his spirit was massive. And that's when she decided if his legs couldn't take him places, she'd find another way. Harper's story began in the freezing cold of Alaska. He was just 3 weeks old when someone found him paralyzed, shivering, and left to die. But even then, he refused to quit. He didn't just want to survive, he wanted to live. His rescuer, who runs Mojo's Hope, a special needs animal rescue, brought him in and promised him a second chance. At first, everything was a challenge. He couldn't stand, couldn't move on his own, and needed constant care. But slowly, step by step, things began to change. With patience and love, his rescuer started introducing him to a tiny wheelchair. The first few tries were awkward. He toppled over, got frustrated, and squeaked in protest. But then one day, something just clicked. The moment Harper realized he could move, it was like he'd been set free. He started zipping around the room with his little cart, tail wagging, eyes sparkling. The energy pouring out of that tiny body was unbelievable. He spun in circles, bounced off pillows, and made everyone laugh. It was like watching pure joy in motion. Harper earned the nickname Super Harper because nothing could stop him. Despite his paralyzed legs, he became the most energetic dog in the rescue. Every morning, he'd wake up ready for adventure, racing down the hallway like a superhero in wheels. His rescuer began calling him her little tornado of love. But Harper wasn't just wild and playful. He was also gentle and deeply connected to the people around him. He always paid attention, watching how his rescuer felt, curling up beside her when she was tired, resting his head on her lap like he was saying, "I'm here." Taking care of Harper wasn't easy. Because he's incontinent, he can't go to the bathroom on his own. Every day, his rescuer helps him carefully and patiently. It's not always comfortable for Harper, but he never fights back. He trusts her completely. And that kind of trust, it's something special, something that feels sacred. For years, Harper had a best friend, a husky named Cinder. From the start, she took care of him like a big sister. They were inseparable, sleeping together, playing together, and always side by side. When Cinder passed away in 2023, the house felt emptier, quieter. Harper noticed it too. For weeks, he'd look toward her favorite spot, his eyes searching. Then he'd turn to his rescuer and tilt his head gently, as if to say, "I miss her too." In those moments, Harper showed just how deep his heart truly is. Despite everything he'd been through, the paralysis, the pain, the loss, he still chose love. He still chose happiness. And maybe that's what makes him so special. His rescuer often says that caring for animals like Harper has changed her life. People ask her, "How do you do it? How do you take care of dogs with so many special needs?" And she always answers, "They care for me too." Because that's the truth. Harper has taught her more about patience, love, and strength than any person ever could. He doesn't feel sorry for himself. He doesn't wish for a different life. He simply wakes up each day, ready to live it fully. These days, Harper is unstoppable. He races around in his wheelchair, chasing toys, greeting visitors, and making everyone smile. He still has his wild moments, flying down the hallway, spinning like a little daredevil, but he's also found peace. When the day winds down, he curls up beside his rescuer, happy and safe. Harper is living proof that life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. He doesn't see his disability as a burden. He just adapts. He loves deeply, plays freely, and never gives up. His story reminds us that sometimes the smallest souls carry the biggest hearts. So if you're thinking about adopting, especially an animal with special needs, don't be afraid. Yes, it takes extra care, patience, and time. But what they give back is something words can't describe. They'll teach you about gratitude, resilience, and unconditional love. Harper didn't just survive, he thrived. He turned his challenges into strength and his pain into purpose. And in loving him, his rescuer found healing, too. If Harper's story touched your heart, give it a like and share it. You never know, maybe his story will inspire someone else to give us special needs pet a second chance. Because sometimes the ones we rescue are the ones who end up saving us right back.